Education. Etymologically, the word education is derived from the Latin word educatio, which means a bringing up, a raising, the raising of one's wisdom, the raising of one's knowledge, the raising of one's creativity. But what if I say every day you go to school, you become less smart? Going to school is not the same as learning. Worldwide, hundreds of millions of children reach young adulthood without even the most basic skills like calculating the correct change from a transaction, reading a doctor's instructions, or understanding a bus schedule, let alone building a fulfilling career or educating their children. Education is at the center of building human capital. It gives shape to the future and we are playing with it. Okay, so let's come to the problem. For this video, we are taking the example of the Indian education system. However, the points mentioned can be followed by any other country worldwide. The education system in India carries the colonial baggage shouldered by us for decades now. It is a structure that was built to produce civil servants, clerks, and bureaucrats who could do the routine job. Not much has changed in the objective of our education system even today. Now we have engineers being produced in bulk, creating an imbalance in the demand and supply in the job market. The same old rote learning mentality of students to score the highest marks holds priority not only for the students but their guiding angels, that are their parents and teachers. There is a thin line drawn between an educated and a talented individual. Anyone with a first-class degree is preferred over a hard-working and talented student who scores in an average slot. Albert Einstein once said, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." Every student has a different ability, a different way of looking at certain things, different ideas. Then how can we test them in the classroom with 50 other students doing the same thing, even if they don't have any interest in it? Out of everything we learn in school, only 2% of things you learn are quite useful, else 98% is a waste or are taught in the wrong way or you forget it. Let us come back to our previous point. Going to school nowadays makes us less smart. Remember our kindergarten or primary school days when we just started with our schooling. We always dreamed that what about we will become when we grow up. Some wanted to be a doctor, some engineer, some sports enthusiast wanted to represent their country in a sport. Some wanted to become a fashion designer, with some, after reading from their books of their favorite authors, wanted to become a writer. But now, after years of schooling, as a teenager, when someone asks us, "What do you want to become in the future?" the answer most probably is, "I'm not sure." This is how school closed the doors of possibilities for us. This is how we become dumb, just because of the modern day schooling system. So now that we have a good idea about the problem, let's move to the solution. First of all, I'm not saying that we should not go to school. Going to school is very important. I'm saying to bring a change in the system of teaching, examining, and schools. Today, we are living in a world full of corruption, climatic and global crisis going on everywhere. As the future of the world is students studying in schools, we should teach them how to preserve the world we live in. We should let them innovate new ideas about sustainable development. Let the ideas be stupid or wrong. Teachers are there to correct them. Practical education must be prioritized rather than making the students cram the formulas. A teacher should teach the students how a formula or a theorem is derived and give the freedom to the students to make their own inventions and formulas and show their creativity. Benjamin Franklin well said, "Teaching is an art. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." It's as simple as that. Teaching is not a profession, it's a way of life. A teacher is a potter who shapes the pot of the future. Only passionate teachers who have the will to teach the students and have the patience to solve even the world's most stupid doubts should be recruited in schools, because teaching is a matter on which we have to be serious. A teacher should innovate new creative ways to involve students in learning, because a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. We should make the students and the children aware of the current situation and the condition of education. We have to make sure that the children are engaged and attentive. They participate and are not afraid to make mistakes. They give your contribution. You can share this video with your school teachers, principal, or manager if possible. Help us to support for this noble cause. Today's students will be tomorrow's citizens and leaders. A good and relevant education is essential to turn aspirations into reality.